Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Detroit as we look to rebuild these Pistons. If you remember back to the last episode, we had finished up the regular season. We are now into April of 2023. It is not the playoffs yet because we have found ourselves as the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference play-in tournament, where we will be heading down to Orlando to play in the 7-8 matchup. The winner of this will take the 7th seed and face the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round of the playoffs. The loser will have one more chance at officially making the playoffs against the winner of Philadelphia and Washington. So our main concern right now is winning this game in Orlando and securing our spot in the playoffs for the first time in this series. And it's only our second season in Detroit, so this would be a huge step forward. Now, as I prepared for this one game elimination tournament against Orlando, the first thing I did is I went into our team statistics and noticed that the Orlando Magic are the top team in shot blocking in the NBA. Luckily, we have made a move to play a lot more perimeter style with Cade Cunningham starting at power forward, and we play a lot more with Landry Miller, our second round center, at center, who's really not an offensive focus. So we do a lot more on the perimeter. Hopefully that kind of negates their shot blocking prowess against us. But what I typically like to do is look at 3-point attempts as a team. So when I sort by most in the league, you'll notice that Orlando, actually, let me sort it by the least amount of attempts in the league. And you'll notice that Orlando is probably somewhere right in the middle of the amount of threes that they take, more closer to the top actually. But when you sort by 3-point percentage, this is the lowest percentage in the league. It's Houston. You'll notice that Orlando is not much better than the worst 3-point shooting team in the league. Now, how does that differ for us? We're in the top half of shooting from the 3-point mark across the league. So we're a better 3-point shooting team. Orlando struggles to shoot from deep. So why does that matter? Well, if I go into my office to look at some of my philosophies as a coach this game, my player preference has been shifted more towards veterans, which is fine. I actually cut down the player rotation. This is like playoff scenario, so I want to play my top guys more. I want to cut that bench size down a little bit. I kept offensive pace the same, especially if we're playing a more perimeter style. I want to get up and down. We're not going to crash the glass very hard because I do want to get back on defense. We're going to keep the defensive intensity high. We want to crash the glass hard because, again, we don't have any individual stud rebounders on the defensive side. So we're going to need to do a gang rebounding mentality to try to end offensive possessions for them. We kept our full court defense, at a pretty low level. But the biggest move we did here is we were playing zone defense down here at about a 1 or a 2. We cranked it up to like a 5. You know what? I'm probably going to take it up a tick a little more, 6. I want to play a little bit more zone. I want to force them into more long jumpers. Try to keep them out of the paint, especially when we're playing small anyways, with really one true big on the floor at a time. So we're going to crank up the zone a little bit. When we go into the depth chart, Cade Cunningham went from 34 minutes to 36. Gave him 2 extra. I don't want to play him much more than that. And we did talk before, his endurance is still pretty low. Usually the third season in this engine is where we'll see the huge endurance boost. So you'll notice that like his stats this year, I'm not going to say they plateaued because they actually declined in scoring. His rebounds went way up because of his positional change, playing more off the ball for us. But I think next year when we see that big endurance boost, we're going to see his numbers really jump. He's probably going to average 20 points a game, even with Zach LaVine on the floor with him. His rebounds are going to go up. His assists are going to go up. I think he's just all around going to be better because of that endurance boost. But right now we're going to stretch him to a 36. We gave him 2 extra minutes at point guard from Ricky Rubio. The other big change I made was I took all of Kai Jones' center minutes away, and I gave them to Landry Miller, who's now going to play 16 minutes as a second round rookie. Why did I do this? When I went into the Insights tab in this little drop down, we have this spot for lineup tracking. It tracks all these stats for all the different lineups that your team has fielded on the season. And when I went to plus minus, my best plus minus lineups, and some of these are a little outdated because you'll notice that Cade Cunningham, being the center, Isaiah Roby, who's no longer with our team. So some of these guys are not even on the team. These lineups don't make sense, and we actually aren't playing Cade at the point guard anymore. But if you notice, our third best plus minus lineup on the season was when we had Landry Miller playing center next to Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Zach LaVine, and Killian Hayes. So I actually gave some thought to starting Landry Miller because if you notice, look at our field goal percentage is sky high. We shoot incredibly well from deep, and our opponent field goal percentage is horrendous. We defend the three-point line very well. Just all around, it was a strong, solid lineup. We're going to stick with Isaiah Stewart for now, but if we end up losing this game, there's a good chance we might make that switch and have Landry Miller become the starter against whoever the winner of that 9-10 matchup is. So that was the big change that we made on the depth chart. Now when we go into the strategy, we are going to continue to run our pace and space offense. We're going to continue to switch on defense. On specific player assignments, Zach LaVine, who is our best defender, is going to be matched up against Cole Anthony, who's their best scorer, best distributor. He is their point guard. Now, I could have put Killian Hayes on him, but I think I'm going to put the longer Zach LaVine on him. Hopefully, he can just kind of shut him down, but we will see. Cade Cunningham is going to be marking Jonathan Isaac, as well as Robert Covington. So we're going to give them both a chance to try to slow down Jonathan Isaac, who is more of a defensive player, but he is one of their better scorers. And Landry Miller and Kai Jones are both good defenders, but there really is no stud big man that I need to worry about. So we're just going to let them match on whoever the best post player is and let that happen. With that said, those are the adjustments we're going to make going into this game, heading down to Orlando. As you look at the game preview, Orlando is favored by 5.5. No injuries on either side. So we're just going to get into this and let it play out. I'm going to go into the game options and hopefully shut off the sound. Oh, I think sound was up here. Let's check it. Sound. Yeah, we're going to mute the sounds because those get a bit loud, crazy when we get into a game. So we're going to mute those. We're going to hit play and watch. We're just going to see how this one goes. I'm going to say AI controlled. I'm not going to make any changes. This is just like simming a game. I want no, control while the game is being played other than watching it. So here we go. We're heading down to the Amway Center in Orlando as we look to finally officially make it into the playoffs. As you can see, their lineup has rookie Franz Wagner. Second-year guy Franz Wagner. Wendell Carter is probably the big man we should have marked, but I'm not really all that worried about him, to be honest. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a good scorer, but he's very inefficient. So if he gets hot, we might be in trouble. But if he's ice cold and shoots this team out of it, that would go very well for us. So here we go. Time to tip it off. Game speed is up. Let's play. And we are on the board with Big Stu, the first bucket of the game. But that lead is short-lived as Franz Wagner hits a 3 to put the Magic up 1. And now Orlando is out to an early 9-4 lead. Wendell Carter with 4 points early, even against our zone, which is surprising to see that the post players are getting after it. Zach LaVine's got 2 on 1 of 4 shooting. Not what we like to see. Although Isaiah Stewart with 8 quick ones, 4 for 4. 11, 5 of 5 from the field. He is carrying us offensively here. Got 11 of our 15 points, almost outscoring Orlando by himself. Did not expect to see that. He must have heard me saying, we're thinking about starting the rookie over him. So, like to see that fire lit under him. He's the only player that scored. Oh, no, Anthony Simons off the bench with a quick 2. But we are struggling to keep the lead that, it's back and forth. It's back and forth. Orlando shooting 46% from the floor, now 48%. Well, we're a hair under 43. Interesting. This is a back and forth game. The home court advantage is seemingly going to play a role here as we make a run and we can't sustain it, as Orlando typically jumps out to grab a quick bucket or 2 to reclaim the lead. We are halfway through the second quarter, trailing by 5. We need to find a way to get some stops here. We're going to give up over 50 points in this half, which is not something you like to see. Cole Anthony's got 8 points on 4 of 8 shooting. He's going to hit the bench. I think he's in foul trouble, which would be great. But what are we going to do about Isaiah Stewart with 20 points and 9 rebounds in the first half? Is anybody 22 and 9? Is anybody going to step up and support the big man? Lance Flick is getting some burn. What is going on here? The number 6 overall pick actually seeing some minutes in the playing game. As we head to the break, we trail by 4. So far, Chuma Okeke is the best player of the half at 10.6 boards, 2 blocks, 1 steal. Oof, Orlando is shooting 44% from the floor. We are just a hair under that. We had 3 of 12 from deep. That's a big deal. Whereas Orlando is 7 of 19. We're giving them the 3 and they're hitting. That's supposed to be our game. Beef Stew with 22 and 9 and a block. Cade 9, 6 and 2 assists. I would love to see him get a little bit more aggressive. Zach LaVine started to catch fire a little bit. It's just going to come down to getting stops at this point. We got to get stops. Giving up 56 points in the half is not good. Not good at all. Let's get back to it. Can we claw back and get a W here? All right. We draw first blood in the second half with the Sadiq Bey triple. Back and forth, back and forth. Tie ball game. Here we come. Detroit not going away without a fight. Notice this. Look at Cade's energy bar. Way lower than everybody else in our lineup. It's a damn shame. We need to get that endurance boost next season. Zach LaVine with 6 quick ones. We got a 5-point lead halfway, 7-point lead halfway through the third quarter. Is this our opportunity to run away with it? Cole Anthony, 5 of 15 from the floor. Looks like our defense is doing exactly what we wanted it to. They're 8 of 22 from deep. We are 6 of 18. A 12-point lead. Oh, there it is. Zach LaVine has scored broke the 20-point barrier. We are up by 10. Jonathan Kuminga with 8 points off the bench. Interesting. Man, we are just like clinging onto this lead right now. With this bench lineup, with really LaVine being the only starter, is a struggle. Okay, we get into the fourth quarter. We now have a 3-point lead. Thought I hit pause here. What's going on? We're up 4 in the fourth. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Still up 4. Cade back in the game. Sadiq Bey back in the game. Levine's getting a blow here. Cade back at power forward. We're probably looking at getting Levine back into this game real soon. We're only up by 5 with 8 minutes to go. Where is Isaiah Stewart? He was the hot man in the first half. Haven't heard from him since. A 3-point game, a 2-point game. It's getting tight. We've got 6 minutes left. Back up by 4. Levine back into the game. Killian Hayes back in the game. Playing pretty well. A 4-point game with 5-4. What is going on? Okay, it looks like we finally got the pause we looked for at the beginning of the fourth quarter. So let's stop and take stock of what's happening here. 4-point game with 5:41 left. We got Levine and Cade back on the floor, but look at the energy on Cade. He's dying out there. Orlando's looking fresh. Do we have what it takes to take this game on the road? Let's see. Slow it down a little bit. A 5-point game. A big bucket by Cole Anthony. And a bucket. Oh man, I'm getting kind of nervous. 3 points. Can we get a bucket? Somebody do something. We're passing the ball back and forth. Cade, no good. Cole Anthony takes it to the rack. Kicks it out. It's a 1-point game. Killian Hayes drives, no good. Why is he forcing the shot? Look at us packing in the zone. Shoot the ball, Orlando. It's a 1-point game with 4 minutes left. Isaac in the corner for 3. Oh, that hurts. Orlando regains the lead up by 2. Cade misses. Wagner with the rebound. Oh man, a bucket here would put us in serious bind. Oh, we're giving up. We're just giving up open threes. Cole Anthony buries one in our face. 5-point game. Killian Hayes turns it over. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with the bucket down the other end. It's a 7-point game. Orlando is running away with it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Killian Hayes kicks it. Levine, no good. We have gone ice cold down the stretch here, friends. Cole Anthony with the kick out. Hayes with the rebound. Let's push it. We got to push. There's just random dead ball out of bounds here. Killian Hayes kicks it to Sadiq Bey. Bangs the jumper. 5-point game. We need a stop. Back into that zone. Forcing some bad shots, maybe? Hopefully? Oh my God. Cole Anthony with the big bucket. He's tortured us. Levine, no good. Wendell Carter with the board. We need a stop. We need a stop. Clear out. Isaac with the rock. Over to Cole Anthony. Sadiq Bey with the steal. Zach LaVine with the bucket. 5-point game. 1:40 left. Let's go. Another stop here, fellas. Dig in, Detroit. Wendell Carter in the post. Oh, no. That's a big bucket. Full court press. Isaiah Stewart with a big rebound, but misses the putback. That's going to do it for us. Down 7 with a minute left. We're going to have to put them to the line. Cole Anthony going to do it for us. Oh, man. 8-point game. Do we have a miracle in us? Simons, big bucket. Quick foul. Nickeil drains him. Cade goes quick. No good. That's going to do it, folks. We had our chances. We blew it. We've decided we're not going to foul. Let them play this one out. That is disheartening. Cole Anthony pours in a triple for good measure. 23 points for the young lead guard. Isaiah Stewart with the rebound with no time left. 105-94. Magic go on to take that 7 seed. Wow, that is disheartening. Man, oh man. Cole Anthony rightfully takes home player of the game honors at 23 points. He was huge down the stretch, bucket after bucket. Wendell Carter had 12 boards. On our side, Isaiah Stewart was huge in the first half and didn't get any love in the second half. Look at 10 of 13. Zach LaVine, 10 of 24, not going to get it done. Cade struggled down the stretch. I bet you that's the Jonathan Isaac effect right there. A superior defensive player, really giving him fits. That's a tough break. Well, now we head over to the loser bracket against the Philadelphia 76ers. But at least we get to play at home on this one. That's going to do it for this episode. We're going to need some time to regroup and refocus our strategy as we take on Philly next time.